Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and if you are part of the EDC community or the knife community here on YouTube, you know that everybody's been kind of talking about this knife here. This is the new knife from Ozark Trail, which is Walmart's kind of outdoor brand that was released for the holidays, along with some other styles. And if you guys are interested in a little bit more in-depth review on this, go ahead and check out the video above here and at the end of this one, where I kind of go over this knife and some of the other knives that I found at my local Walmart. Now, the reason why a lot of people are really gravitating towards this knife, and I'm not saying losing their mind or going crazy, it's just people are really gravitating towards it, is because you get a lot of really cool features in a $5 knife. So Walmart did something really awesome with this knife, especially pricing it at $5, but also because you do have this shaft lock here, which people call it the crossbar lock and all that, but it's just, for what you get, it's a really awesome bargain for $5. Now, in my video on this knife, I mentioned that I actually lost out on the previous knife that came out a couple months before this one, which was a very similar looking knife, but a lot of people were comparing that knife to the Benchmade Bug Out, and it was actually in D2, and that was $9.99, so $10, so $5 more than this one, but you get a little bit more upgraded steel in the D2. So one of the reasons that I really love the EDC community here on YouTube is because in my video, somebody commented that the knife, the orange knife that I missed out on, that a lot of people were looking for, was actually available on Walmart's website at this minute. They said, go there right now, it's available. And actually, I was able to log on right away, and lo and behold, I was able to purchase two of them, actually. Normally when knives like these come out, I tend to purchase two of them just because I, one to use and then one to kind of put away. That's what this one is here. This is the one that I'm going to put away on that white one. But I do have the one that I opened up in the video, which is the one that I've been using and kind of EDCing and messing around and fidgeting with, because that crossbar or shaft lock is a really awesome fidget form factor of this knife. But today I was actually super happy that Walmart delivered the knife here. So here is the orange one, the one that everybody was going crazy over previously to this one, and nobody could find. I know it was not available at my Walmart. I looked on Walmart's website a bunch of times. I could never find it, and I was a little bummed because I wanted to experience what it was all about. Now, one of the other comments did mention that this one, also by Ozark Trail, I wanted to go ahead and note that, but this one was a little bit of an upgraded feature to when these originally came out, and that is because they have the ability to reverse the clip or tip up right or left hand carry. I'm not sure. I don't know what these look originally when they came out, but that is pretty cool because, again, that's an extra feature that you're getting on this $10 knife, which is really awesome. So this is the packaging. I do like the fact that Ozark Trail went to this packaging. I think it looks a little bit nicer. It's a full cardboard sleeve in the back. The handle is exposed, so you can actually feel it on either side. And then you have a representation of the blade here, and the blade is actually inside of this cardboard sleeve. This is the way that it was previously done with this particular one, but it does say that it's a 7.5-inch folding knife, just like this one, 7.5 inches. It says it's D2 high carbon steel blade, and then it's got an ejection handle. I believe this handle, it says polypropylene handle. So again, plastic in my opinion. But this one does have a plastic the outside of the packaging here is plastic. You do have a tip protector right there. So you can see the tip itself, and you could feel a little bit of the knife down here at the bottom. So hopefully, if you guys are watching this video, just always check out the Walmart site. I do it through my phone, and see, because they are restocking these. I know they were out for a while, but they are restocking them now. So let me see if I can open this guy up, and here's the information. It just says 7.5-inch folding knife. Maybe with this UPC code, it'll make it a little bit easier for you guys to find it. That's one of the comments that I got on my previous video. Some folks were saying that I never showed the back of the knife or the back of the packaging. So for those that want to see it, this is the back of the packaging. Maybe they meant the UPC code to make it a little bit easier to find. So let's see if we can get into this one by just ripping it open. Yeah, looks like it's there. All right. So here is the knife. We'll take off that tip protector. And again, this one does have a similar lock. It doesn't mention that it's called the shaft lock on the packaging, but you know, I figured it might be the same, so let's test it out. Oh yeah, super smooth, buttery smooth. Both of these have been super, super smooth as far as right out of the box, as opposed to some of the older Ozark Trail knives that are still really nice. And again, in that video that I mentioned earlier, I made comparison to those, which you have to break in the locking mechanism. In this one, right out of the box, super, super smooth to open and close, super fidgety, which is nice. Now the handle does have a nice grip to it. It is a little bit thicker from what it feels like from this one here. And I'll just kind of have these side by side so I can do some comparisons, because obviously these are the two knives that everybody's talking about. You do have that black coated blade here, nice aggressive tip. It is D2. Sharpness, it's fairly sharp. Again, it's a little bit of an upgraded steel. The white one here doesn't say what kind of steel it is, but it's obviously not going to be D2 like the one you see here. So you have this shaft lock right there, and then you do have your thumb studs. So if you do want to ride the blade open, you can do that without having to flick it open. But if you did want to flick it open, you can go ahead and do that as well. Let's see the lockup. There is slight blade play side to side. Again, you're talking about $5 to $10 knives between these two. So, you know, there's going to be a little bit of cost cutting, and you know, just there, you know, I'm pretty sure I could probably tighten the pivot screw there a little bit and make it a little tighter. It is fairly centered. I think it favors the left side just a tad, but not too bad. You do have liners, which are skeletonized. I don't know if you guys can see that there. And it is a flow-through design. Fairly, not completely deep ride, but fairly deep ride clip. I know one of the comments is that a lot of people do not like the clip on this one just because of, you know, kind of that funky angle that it has, versus this one's just a straight clip there. Seems to be, you know, pretty good retention, but also you do have the ability to move the clip to the other side. You do have a nice sizable lanyard hole right there, just like this one. This one's a little bit more of an oval versus this one is a rounded oval, I guess you could say. And then the pivot screw here, nothing on this side, and then you have on the other side, you do have the screw portion right there, which is nice. So the show side looks pretty nice there. Versus on the white one here, you do just have the screws on either side. As far as the design on the handle itself, this one has like these two sections. I don't know if you guys can see it, with a little bit of texturing in there, not very aggressive. So it is a little bit slick. Versus this one, it just has the one section. You know, it does have some texturing, but as well, it is pretty slick. Now you do have a little bit of jimping right back here, but none on the blade itself, on the spine of the blade. Versus on the orange one here, you do have a little jimping. It is kind of rounded, so it's not very aggressive. And then a little bit of jimping on the blade itself. Again, not too aggressive, a little bit more rounded, but fits really nice in the hands. I can tell you that from first impressions, as this one here as well. You do have a little bit of a choil right there on both sides, and then the blade does finish off here, so you can actually sharpen the full blade when you go to resharpen these back up. As far as measurements, it does say that both of them are 7.5 inches, and it looks like that is the case. Now this, the white one here in the packaging does say that the blade, or I'm sorry, the blade itself is 3.25 inches. And let me see if it says it on this one. Yes, 3.25 inches as well, 4.25. So again, they are evenly sized as far as the blade size for both of them, and then the handle size for both of these. Now on the orange one, it does say right here, Ozark Trail Outdoor Equipment, and then China and D2 on the other side. Versus on the white one, it just says Ozark Trail, nothing on the other side. I do like the little bit more sterile look of the white one without all that other stuff on the blade itself. But obviously this one, I would probably keep the D2 there just to make reference as far as the different blade materials on this one and that one. I could probably do without the China and then the outdoor equipment on the bottom of Ozark Trail right there. But again, very nice blades. Now there is a little bit of a different look as far as the blades themselves. So as you guys can see right there, The white one does come to a slightly more aggressive tip right there. You do have a small little swedge on the top right here that goes about halfway down the blade, versus on the orange one you have a slight taper right at the top there. A little bit more of a belly on the white one there, but I think for the most part they're both going to be really nice depending on what it is that you're going to be using it for, which the majority of folks is going to be just EDC and or just an all-around beater knife, throwing it into a tackle box, throwing it into the glove compartment, maybe a bug out bag or something like that. These will be really good for that because, again, they're the type of knives that you can use and abuse and not have to worry about them. Again, because of the popularity, again, I would probably try and pick up multiple. I think on the Walmart sites through my phone, the limit was 3 of the orange ones here, so I ended up picking up 2 of them. One to use now and mess around with, and obviously for this review to unbox it, but also one to kind of keep like I did with this one, just to have in case something happens to either one of these. I have an extra one, and I don't have to go searching for them and paying more than the $5 or $10 price for them. So I wanted to go ahead and throw this video up here as a follow-up to the previous one, because there was a lot of questions after I posted that video, and I also wanted to make mention of the community, which was really awesome. Somebody commented, they knew I was looking for it because they saw the video, and then I was able to pick it up for myself. So there it is, just a look at the orange knife, the Ozark Trail D2 999 knife from Walmart. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.